Hey there, Rydall here, and I want to ask you a question. Are you a do-gooder or a good doer? So, do-gooders it comes from a place where we want to do the right thing. And when I say right, I mean in quotes, meaning the thing that's going to get us the result we want, or the thing that's not going to upset people or upset the apple cart or be disruptive. And we want to be the nice guy or the nice girl. And we've learned that by being a do-gooder, by being a people pleaser, a caretaker, mommy's little helper, that we get what we need or want, or at least we don't get rejected or judged or punished, right? And the problem with that, and it's even come into our morality and our spirituality, and we think that being spiritual and being a good person means being nice. No, it really doesn't. Nice is nice. Being a nice guy or a nice girl is fine to a point, but it's not spiritual per se. Jesus wasn't walking around being nice. He wasn't being nice when he stormed the temple and cracked his whip and said, "Get the hell out of here," to the money changers. When Martin Luther King Jr. was spit on and he took a handkerchief and he wiped it off his face and went to the guy and said, "I believe this belongs to you," he wasn't being nice. When Ghandi stood up to the British Empire and absolutely stood up to them, he wasn't being a nice guy. He wasn't being a do-gooder. None of these people were being do-gooders. They were being good doers. In other words, they had the courage to speak the truth, to tell the truth, to stand in and for the truth, no matter the cost. And this is what it really takes to be a thought leader in the world, to be a real leader, an innovator. But it's also what it takes to be a leader of your own life. It's what it takes to master your life and master yourself, is you have to have the courage of your convictions. You have to know what your convictions are. You have to know what you really want. You have to know what you really stand for. You have to know what is your truth. And then you have to have the willingness to stand for it, the willingness to speak for it, and the willingness to act from it, even and especially when people don't like it. Because here's the truth. It's ultimately a great truth, but it's a hard truth. People aren't going to like it. When you start to stand in your truth and speak your truth and do the right thing and say the right thing on a consistent basis, at first, people aren't going to like it. They like the fact that you're being a people pleaser, a nice guy, a nice girl, a do-gooder. They like the fact that they can manipulate you with that particular aspect. Even if they're great people and they're doing it unconsciously, they like it. And so when you start to upset the apple cart and be a disruptive force, or as Wayne Dyer, the great teacher and philosopher, he used to get sent to the principal's office a lot. And he went home one day and they're like, "Wayne," his mom's like, "Why do you keep getting sent to the principal's office?" He's like, "They said I'm a scurvy elephant." She's like, "A what?" "I'm a scurvy elephant." And she went finally and talked to the principal and said, "Wayne says you're saying he's a scurvy elephant." And the principal laughed and he said, "No, I said he's a disturbing element." So you have to be willing to be a disturbing element. You have to be willing to go against the status quo, whether it's in your family, whether it's with your relationship, whether it's in your business or in the arena or field of your endeavor. If you're going to really bring forth who you are, which is unprecedented, which has never happened, if you're going to bring forth your gifts, if you're going to truly be of value to your partners, your spouse, your kids, your family, your community, and the world, you have to be a good doer, not a do-gooder. You have to have the courage to stand in your truth and to speak it and to act from it. And then whatever comes up in the way of that, that's the place where you need to grow, to build your resilience, to build your character. So take a look at right now an area where you're feeling stuck or where you're feeling repressed or where you don't feel like you can be who you really want to be because you're afraid of the consequences. And get in touch, not necessarily with some grand, disruptive, crazy action, but just begin to get in touch with some littler ones. Like a conversation that you really want to have that's not like huge, it's not going to break up your marriage or send your kids running off or cause you to get fired, but it might create a little uncomfortability in you and others. and begin to make a list of the things, if I really trusted that life had my back, that I was supported in being successful and being who I really am, if I really believed I was supported by life in being who I really am and expressing the way I deeply desire, what would I do? What would I say? Where would I go? How would I show up? Make a list of that, and then begin to find ones you can practice. And you'll build the muscle to practice even more important ones. And as you do that, watch the more of you that begins to emerge, and watch as the world around you begins to shift. You will no longer have to demand respect, you will command it. So I hope this is inspiring, and I really want to challenge you. Don't just listen to this and go, yeah, that's a great idea, Derek, and then go back to being a do-gooder, to being a nice guy or girl, to being a people pleaser. You know you are tired of that. And it's your time. This is your time, your year. If you don't stand for you, nobody else will. Stand for you. I'm standing with you. I can't wait to see what emerges. And until next time, remember to live authentically, love unconditionally, and follow your destiny.